What's up, guys? My name is Yuki Broke, and today I'm bringing you all a very interesting deck to say the least. I tried to make Vehicroid, my favorite deck, as competitively viable as possible, and I think it turned out pretty well to say the least. Because even though I included many other engines in this deck, I tried to focus mostly on Vehicroids because I don't think there have ever been many other competitive lists of this deck in the past. And I'm not saying that it's the best deck, but it can definitely compete in some degree and can definitely win you some matches here and there. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive right in. First of all, for the Vehicroid package, I ran 3 Dragonoroid. This card is unreal, it's the searcher of the deck, and overall it helps the engine come together, and it helped massively in this deck after we got it in Brothers of Legend. Moving on, I have the 2 Expressroid. It's a great card to summon because it adds you back 2 Roid monsters from your graveyard, so you can do some pretty cool recursion plays with this. Now, as for the other Roid monsters, the one Mixeroid, because you can search this off Dragonroid and normal summon it, use its effect to tribute itself, special summon Expressroid, and then add them both back. After that, I ran the one Submarineroid, the one Drillroid, and the one Steamroid because all these cards are used for fusion summons. And for the other cards of the package, I ran 3 fusion deployment because it's a great +1 and it's a special summon that can lead you to some extra deck plays. The one instant fusion and the one supercharge, and you may be confused, but I seriously love this card. It's a pot of greed, and other than that, it's in ultimate rare, so that's why I have it in this. You can change it if you want, it's optional. Now, as for the invoked package, I ran the 3 Alistair, 3 Meltdown, 2 Invocation, and 1 Terraforming. Pretty basic stuff. It's the normal summon engine of the deck, and honestly, it's pretty cool, and I love having it in there because it complements the Roid engine well. Now, as for the really small branded package, 3 Fusion, 1 Albaz, and the light Hex Shield Fusion, because there are some pretty cool plays you can make with this, and you can even use this in the Roid plays that you can make. So honestly, it's an amazing card in this deck, and I'm more than happy to have it here. Moving on, I have a small patchwork engine, 2 patchwork, 2 chain, and 2 poly. Poly also comes into play with the Roid engine, so this engine pretty much gets you access to polymerization, which then leads you on to some plays with the extra deck. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm running this, and I think it's pretty vital because it makes the deck come together. Now for the hand trap lineup and the rest of the main deck, I have 6 cards and pretty basic ones at that. They are really budget. 3 Effect Veiler and 3 Ghost Ogre. They are the most basic hand traps, and I think that especially in this format, both are pretty good, and I think having them in here is vital because you always need some interruption. Now, as for the extra deck, I of course ran the one Super Vehicroid Jumbo Drill. It's Cyrus Truesdale's boss monster, so I felt like having it in here. It does piercing damage, but you can also summon it off the next card, Mobile Base, and overall I think that both of these cards are amazing, and I always love seeing them. Now, as for the rest of the Roid package, 2 per Psychroid. This card can be summoned off instant fusion, go in for some damage, and then use some poly, for example, to go into mobile base. Overall, I love this small extra deck package of the deck, and you don't necessarily only go into this place, but you can definitely go into this and you can win some games out of nowhere with this. Now, as for the invoked package in the extra deck, it's pretty small actually. The one Mechaba, the one Ogoades, and the one Kaliga. All of these cards have serve a different purpose, but I love every single one of them. You can decide which one to go to, and it will almost always turn out well for you. Now for the branded engine, I ran the one Titanic Lad, to dump off Mirror Jade, one Albion, one Lubellion, and of course the one Mirror Jade. It's pretty small as well, but you have to include it if you're going to play the branded engine. And for the other fusion monster, I ran the one Predaplant Dracostapelia. The reason why I ran this card, even though I don't run super polymerization, is because you can easily summon it off the patchwork engine, because it searches you polymerization, and for example, if you have the branded fusion, you will go into the place with the other fusion monsters, and then you can use the polymerization using the edging monster and the one fusion monster to go into this, which is an extra interruption, and I think it is vital in the continuation of your plays and interrupting your opponent. Now for the link lineup, I of course ran the one Artemis. This card frees you space, and it's amazing if you want to go into Mechaba without having to play the Almiraj and the Secure Gardna. This card is pretty expensive at the moment, but if you want, you can free up space and replace it instead. Now for the final two cards of the deck, I ran the one Nightmare Cerberus and the one Nightmare Unicorn. The reason why I ran both is because they have a great board breaking ability, and using the Roid engine, you don't necessarily always want to go into the fusion monsters, so these two are a great choice going second. So yeah guys, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing. But yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys later.